Hi everyone, it's Dot, and today we're making a delicious cold soup for a hot summer day. We're going to make a green gazpacho soup, and what makes this soup a little bit different than, say, your traditional red gazpacho is I'm not using any tomatoes with it. I'm actually using most veggies, and most of them are green in color. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm adding in a bunch of cucumbers, and there's so many advantages to this soup in particular. You're getting all of the nutrients. Usually when we eat vegetables, we cook them, so we leach out a lot of the vitamins and minerals. Here, you're gonna actually eat everything because you don't cook anything. Although, I made some roasted peppers. It just gives a little added flavor. That's all the reason why I did it. So it's a green pepper, and I also roasted a jalapeno pepper as well. They're all seeded and just charred in my oven. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of water, and I'm going to start pureeing the veggies I have in here. That's what I want to see. Now we're going to add some celery, onion, garlic. I always puree this in steps simply because it makes it a lot easier. To help make this creamy, I'm adding in an avocado. You just want to use a medium Hess avocado or Californian avocado. It is nice and creamy. And finally, we're going to add in our herbs. I'm going to add in cilantro. And normally when I'm making gazpacho, if I have enough cilantro, I'm adding in about 1/3 of a bunch of fresh cilantro. The same thing with fresh leaf parsley. Now, with the cilantro, what's nice about it is you can actually use the stems if you want to. The flavor tastes great. With parsley, you don't want to make that mistake because the stems are a bit bitter, but you can use the stems for stock. So, a little tip for you. Anyway, let's go ahead and finish up. Oh, let me add my seasoning. Salt, pepper, and you do that to taste, and if you need to, taste it as you go, and you'll see whether or not you need to add more. I'm also adding in some apple cider vinegar. It's very creamy. Give a little bit of a quick taste here, just to see if I need to season it a little bit more. You can definitely use more salt. So I'm gonna go ahead, add that in, mix that in, and then we're gonna actually start preparing this because there is a few more ingredients you can add. They're optional, but it definitely makes the dish so much more worth it. When you're done pureeing your soup, you can keep it in the fridge for about an hour just to give it a little bit more of a chill. However, once it's done chilling, you want to add some toppings to it. And what I do simply, because it's all vegetable for the most part, I added about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. If you can see that, that's right on top. It sort of melds right in with that nice green color. I also add full-fat sour cream to it, and then just as a little surprise for my husband, I added a bit of sun-dried tomatoes. Now, this is actually more sun-dried tomatoes than normal, just because for the video, I wanted to give you an idea so you can actually see it. Usually I add, if I'm going to do sun-dried tomatoes, maybe about a teaspoon of them chopped up. And that's solely because they add so many carbs, and I want to try to keep this lower in carbs since it's a nice soup to have with, say, a grilled fish, or if you're grilling barbecue chicken outside. It's a nice little dish to have, sort of like really refreshing. That sort of is the way the best way to describe it. So with that, let's go ahead and let's give it a taste. Okay, this is absolutely wonderful. I added 2 cucumbers, so it has a lovely cucumber taste to it, but the avocado gives it a nice creaminess to it, nice mouthfeel. There's a little bit of a very slightest kick thanks to the jalapeno, but it also has a nice peppery taste thanks to the peppers and a little bit of the seasoning that I added. I added just a smidgen, another pinch more of ground pepper, and about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt to really make it shine. It seems very light when you eat it, and it's perfect for a hot day outside if you're having friends over for lunch. So I really encourage you to go ahead and give it a try. And if you like the video, go ahead, hit like, share with your friends, subscribe, and until next time, I'll see ya.